I wanted to make this video about the book Cues by Vanessa Van Edwards in a little of a different way than I did my last video, where I compared charisma cues with the danger zone, as she calls it, which are basically the opposite. In this one, I'm going to use charisma cues, but I'm going to switch from warmth cues to competence cues as I read a little speech that ChatGPT wrote and I edited. So you can maybe pick up on the different cues and how they make you feel as I switch from warmth to competence. And it's going to be basically one or two paragraphs using cues, warmth cues, and two paragraphs using competence cues. And in the end, I'm kind of going to mix them both. So let's get to it. You know, charisma is like a superpower. It can open doors, build trust, and create real connections. But here's the catch. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. Think about it. Have you ever met somebody who made you feel instantly comfortable? Like they got you? That's warmth. It's in the way they make us feel safe, understood, valued, without even saying a word. But then there's the other side. The people who walk into a room and command respect right away before they even speak. They stand tall. They make eye contact. And when they talk, they take their time. No rushing, no filler words. That's competence, and it signals confidence, authority, expertise. And the best communicators, they master both. Because warmth without competence can make you seem unsure. And competence without warmth is just cold or even intimidating. So, if you want to be a better communicator, balance both and you get people glued to your every word. Now that's the little speech. And here's a little recap of what I did. In the beginning, I was using more warmth cues. For instance, I started with the eye smile, which is a smile that comes to your eyes, because that's a real smile. When you smile, sometimes you're nervous and you just do the grin, which seems like a psycho sometimes. So remember to relax and to let the smile flow to your eyes. And that's a real smile, and that's a huge warmth cue. Warmth comes also in the tone of your voice and the way you express words with different emotions and different pacing and pauses. Although pauses can be a competence cue as well. But when I try to sound excited in the beginning and to emphasize some words like real trust. I also try to tilt my head a little bit, nod more, and raise my eyebrows more. Those are just connection cues, and they are especially useful when you are listening, to show you are listening, to make the other the other person feel heard. So then I got to talking about competence, and if you noticed, I instantly got into more of a power posture, which means shoulders back and down, very straight. And I also amped up the volume of my voice, although competence comes from comes more from controlling the volume than just being louder. Being louder is a part of it, but you also want to bring people in when you're making different points. Depends on the point you're making, and if you want to approach or if you want to just command respect with your volume. Also, there's a lower lid. It's a very subtle cue, but people who command respect, they often do it. It's like a focusing cue, like they have a lot on their mind, like they're searching a huge data bank of wisdom to make their point. Also, pauses. A lot of pauses, especially before you end a sentence or make a point, because a pause gives a dramatic effect. They make people come to you because you are waiting to give them your final point, your nuggets of wisdom, your nuggets of competence. Also, the steeple. If you notice, world leaders especially, they do this a lot. This signals competence, confidence in what you're saying, and a calm authority. And then, in the end, I tried to mix both of those cues, especially because I talked about competence and warmth right, one right after the other. So I tried to mix it a little bit. And I hope this was a good example, a good way to remember those cues, because if you only read about them, it's kind of, cold and inert. But when you see them in action and when you feel them, that's when they really, get stuck in your memory forever, and when they become tools for you to become a better communicator. So let me know if this was useful, and I'll see you in the next one.